Oh, you ain't got to lie, Craig. Now that's
No,
what
I would never lie. I would never lie to you.
that's Friday right there.
Hello and welcome to the Studio 25 Podcast Network with Creative Outpost. I am your host, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. With me, as always, UConn legend, legendary quarterback, Shane Stafford. Shane, it's great to see you. We had such a big, massive weekend in sports. Now, my first question to you is: so many people say that this is their Christmas. This is their favorite time of year. They love March Madness. They love the Cinderella stories. They just love all the drama behind it. Is March Madness, in fact, your favorite time of year for sports?
I'll be honest. There's really no time that's my favorite time of year for sports right now. I
Right
am,
now, yeah.
but when I was younger, man, it was awesome, bro. You had March Madness, you had NBA, basically NBA playoffs getting ready. You had NCAA women's basketball. If you're a UConn fan, you had um, baseball starting up and doing what they do, but women's basketball and men's basketball at UConn, there's nothing better than March Madness, brother.
So, starting with the Yukon men, we watched them. They played okay against Oklahoma, and and they played Florida probably as good as expected, and they still lost.
Yeah,
Um, it was quite the disappointment.
yeah.
I think I love watching Hurley more than anyone
Hmm.
because of his antics on the sidelines. Just it's more entertaining than the game itself.
Yeah,
But they lost to Florida. I mean, they had a 6 point lead. They blew it. Couldn't get rebounds, and they just it's the same story all year. They just can't. They couldn't close them out.
yeah,
Couldn't close them out. Um, So obviously, Hurley had the $100 million contract from the Lakers earlier in the year. He turned it down. He
yep.
comes back to UConn, dropping the three-peat word. Do you think, even if this team had played at their best, do you think they would have had a chance to three-peat?
I mean, yeah, yes. I
Mm.
think they're young, um, but yeah, why not? Like, why
Yeah.
not? You know what I mean? Like the last time I think we were the underdogs that we were against Florida. That
Right.
was against Duke in the national championship game. Now, granted, this isn't the national championship game that they lost, but point is, I think UConn. Well, why can't you, man? When you're in a field of 60, whatever it is now,
60, yeah,
70,
68 or whatever it is.
122, they might as well just let everybody in.
Or
The
they should at this point. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't
yeah,
matter. They should just let everyone in.
they might as well just let everybody in. You're just playing the regular season just to make money, NCAA.
Yeah.
But at least now they're paying players. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Uh, Let me. I don't want to get too far off topic, and I know you didn't expect this point of view, but do you
No.
understand? I want to say the last time the Florida Gators beat us in the NCAA tournament was, I think, the Elite Eight. Danielle Marshall, my man, my boy, one of my
Yeah, I
good,
know he's your boy. Yeah.
yeah, out of Reading, PAA. Yeah, I don't want to throw him under the bus. But yeah,
Oh,
we lost that. I want to say it was in like '92 or somewhere around there. Uh,
okay.
Florida
Uh,
Gate, bro. They find a way. They find a way to make us gator bait, man. They find us huskies. So we need to beat them in other ways. But I do believe we win this game. and you get to the Sweet 16 and you get to the Elite Eight and you keep
I
on.
think I think it was a lock if we had beaten
Yeah,
Florida.
I agree. I agree. I just think Florida matched up with us too well. I'll tell you another team that would have given us trouble. Any team that's athletic, uh, Kentucky.
Yes, because we rely on the big men a little too much. We don't have the athleticism.
And well, no, no, but what we also do is we rely so much on points off of rebounds and takeaways, turnovers,
Yes, yes, yes.
and we don't have a great. We've never really in the years I've watched from 90 whatever to now. Um, we need that one magical player, and that's all. That's all it takes. I mean, Syracuse when Carmelo Anthony,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
Syracuse again when what's his name, Derek Coleman,
Jerry McNamara or
uh,
Derek Coleman. Yeah, okay.
Derek Coleman, Indiana when they had Keith Smart. All those. I'm taking it way back on you now.
Yeah, you are.
Mullen and all those things. But what I'm trying to get at is you need one magical player and you need to play great defense and take advantage of every opportunity you get. And I just we didn't do that in this game. And that's a roundabout way of saying yes. I do
Well,
believe
and you can't do that against the number one seed like Florida. Every opportunity you get, you have to make the most of it.
yes. And
When you
that's yes.
when you blow those, that's going to screw you over big time.
Yep.
The question coming out of the game had to do with Liam McNeely, the star freshman. Do you think that he will enter the the NBA draft, or should, with his numbers? I mean, his numbers aren't eye popping. I know Cooper Flag averages 18 points a game. Liam McNeely's like around 14.5. But I just think like he could definitely use another year for growth and development, as opposed to Maria had said this earlier, that if he does get drafted, he's not going to be a lottery pick. He could fall between 10 and 20 and wind up in the G League. So that's where I'm saying, like, would it benefit him to take another year at UConn?
Well, here's my question to you. Why would you not now that you're getting paid?
You get paid, yeah, you get paid a fortune. I mean, it's not as much as NBA contracts, but NFL, it's more.
Well, well, how do you know that? I mean, the dude, you don't know what he's making, and if you go to the G League, he may get when he gets drafted later in those rounds. Yeah, he may get a guaranteed of like whatever, but it's not real life changing money.
No,
But
no, no.
it'll help you. I wish I had that kind of money right
We
now.
yes, we all do.
All that money.
Yes,
But what I'm telling you is this: why not go back? Why not go ahead and up your status while you're getting paid, while you're the face of the franchise, aka
yeah.
the Yukon Husky basketball team, which
They
is
got a
all over the country.
good
Uh,
recruiting class.
so yeah, so my point is, you he doesn't necessarily. This sucks saying this, but he doesn't even have to go to class necessarily, dude. Just
No, no, not anymore. No.
stay eligible and then do what you have to do and do it for one more year, maybe two more years if you really love college life and go experience the Celeron and all those other fun places and Husky Land and
Yeah,
enjoy your time being a young kid
yeah. There's
before
no rush.
because you're getting money.
Yeah,
It's like you're not getting money. Now, if he wasn't getting paid, this is something Danielle Marshall and I had a talk about. When I was getting recruited, quick story. When I was getting recruited by UConn for football, Danielle took me around during spring
Yeah.
week, and he's one of the main reasons I went to UConn. And
Yeah. Yep.
so we're watching a spring football game, and he goes, honestly, he goes, Shane, man, I think you can help change the culture in this. He's like, I know what school you come from and how important football is, and yada yada. He's like, dude, they're not far away. He's like, I was like, yo, D. I said, what's going on? Are you leaving or are you staying? And he was like, Shane, I'll be honest, I don't know. And I said, what do you mean you don't know? He goes, well, they're making the NBA was voting on when they were if they were going to make rookie contracts at a certain
Oh, they were gonna set them
yeah
at a rate.
3 year rookie, you could only get so much.
Correct.
3 year deal, you can only get so much. Then they started, and he goes, if they do that, he goes, that's starting next year. He's like, I'm out. I said, what do you mean? He goes, bro, I'm gonna lose. Like my agent and my attorneys all told me I potentially will lose out on like 30 to 40 million.
By
The next,
staying.
like 2 months later, he we talked again, and he was like, yeah. He goes, I'm sorry, Shane, but I just signed a $7 million deal for 6 years or 7 years. I forget exact numbers. So yeah, so
$7 million. Wow, just
like
like that, and he was
it
out.
it would have been if he would have stayed in college. The max he would have made was for like 3 years, and it would only been for like I don't know a few $100,000 a year. So after 3 years, you renegotiate everything. Where I'm
Right,
going,
right.
bro, is Liam needs to stay. He needs to bulk up. He's a skinny kid,
Yeah,
long
he is.
kid, great athletic ability, hell of a shooter, decent defender, but great passer too now, and he has good handles. So I like the dude, man. Not that it matters if I like him, but I
No,
think he's a good
I like
player.
him too. I think he's a difference maker that they need to take them to the next
You're
level.
frozen.
That's okay. That's okay if I'm frozen.
Yeah.
Am I still frozen?
Yeah.
Okay, that happens.
What do you mean it happens?
Am I frozen now?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, no, it happens to Dave all the time.
Yeah, I
So
know.
I bust on him. How is your bracket looking? Would you say for the
I
Sweet
honestly
16?
didn't even fill
You
out a
didn't do
bracket.
one. Do you have anyone that you see as a favorite to win? Do you like Auburn? Do you like Houston? Do you like Florida? Those are the usual suspects.
Yeah, yeah. I could imagine they are. I'm gonna tell you who I like is I do like Houston. Um,
Yep.
but I am honestly I like Kentucky, man. I like their length.
Really?
I do. I like that transfer they have from the guard. Oh goodness, Alua or whatever
Right.
his name is, and they make free throws.
Right.
They
Right.
make
They
free
do.
throws. I like Kentucky, bro. I do. Their length, their athletic. They have. Oh, my bad. They have a guard that transferred in, and then they also have a center that transferred. A long guy. Unless I'm thinking of two different teams. No, I'm thinking of the same team. I like Kentucky, bro. I really do.
No, well, this
I'm
is
gonna
the
go with
other
them. I'm gonna go Kentucky.
discussion
I got to.
Marie and I had about was
I didn't mean to freeze your bracket up.
no, it's fine. The Big East
Man, this is the best
has
show ever. I can
has
talk
no
whenever I want
schools
because you're
left.
frozen.
I'm,
Ah, come on, son.
you can still hear my
There
voice.
he is.
You can still hear my voice. I can be frozen, but you can still hear me. The Big East losing everyone. I mean, they had 4 teams in. They're all
Yeah.
gone. None of them made the Sweet 16. St. John's, who wins the Big East, has a phenomenal year with Rick Pitino. What were your thoughts on that? I mean, the Big East just being gone already. No Sweet 16 teams.
There you are. There you are.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the not having any Sweet 16 teams, the Big East?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's bad, right?
Got
Not
beat by
having
Arkansas.
not having any Sweet 16 teams from the Big East.
But it's not the Big East. It's not the Big
It's
East.
not. It's just there's
Come on,
better
man.
competition.
It's not. It's not what we all grew up on. It is
No,
not the
it's
Big
not.
East. If you're over 40 years old, you understand. No, I'm saying if you're over 40 years old,
Yeah, no, it isn't. It
it's
isn't
not the
close to
real
the
Big
Big East.
East, is what I'm
No,
saying.
no, it's
Like,
not.
it's not. Like, they don't have all
It's
those teams.
it's the fake Big East.
It is bad. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying,
No, I understand what you're saying. There's no Syracuse. There's
your phone, it's not
there's
working out well. No.
there's no Syracuse. There's no Villanova. There's none of those teams that are there.
Juju. This is why I don't like
And
you.
and that's why it's a mess. There's no Syracuse. There's no BC.
There's
There's
no Seton Hall.
well, there is Seton Hall.
There is Seton Hall, St. John's. Yes,
They're just
Providence.
not very good.
So
Yeah,
you have average teams and
and
some good teams, but you don't have like you used to in the Big East, where everything Georgetown, Syracuse, UConn, Seton Hall. You go down the line, Boston College would upset because they were betting on, you know, games and stuff. So like they had to win those games. Remember
yeah,
that
they did. Yeah, they did.
documentary? Remember that documentary?
Yes, I do.
That
That
that's how my
cracked me up.
mind works, though, bro. But yeah, man, that documentary, that was amazing. And so no longer do you have Boston College. No, but anyway,
Do you think the Big East should merge with like the ACC, like Mike Krzyzewski suggested?
well, of course you need to merge where the money is.
Yeah,
Like,
I think so too.
period, point blank. Like that's to me an easy question, but or answer to your question is yes. And you know it because you're going to get more recruits. The more visible you are, the more recruits you're going to get, the better you're going to be, and it's a cycle.
The more visibility you'll have.
Yeah, no doubt. You got to. This was, man, I remember when I went down south, down to Florida, and I heard these talkings of a new whole thing,
Right?
SEC football. This was like early 2000s. Right?
Yeah.
And how it's going to change the game and how they're going to create their own deal, and SEC football is the best football and blah blah blah.
You did say that, yes.
Well,
you did say that.
My point is, this was early 2000s. I didn't know anything about it. I'm coming from the Northeast, where basketball was my favorite sport. I like the way they dribble up and down the court.
Yeah.
That's an old song. But anyway, I was, by the time I got down there, next thing you know, they have SEC Network. They have all these things.
Yeah.
They're the trendsetters in all that stuff. And it even happened in the 80s with how the SEC did what they did, creating a super conglomerate type of thing. And, the Big East used to be that, but football ended up overtaking everything. And it pulled some of these schools that were in the Big East into different conferences just because they would get more money. And the Big East used to be that in the 80s.
It
Did you
did.
ever watch that 30 for 30?
I loved it. It was one of my favorites.
That 30 for
Requiem for the
30
Big East.
basketball, dude, it was absolutely amazing with John Thompson and Boeheim and Carlissimo
Rolly
and
Massimino.
all the yes,
No,
yep,
I loved
yeah,
it
man,
because it was like the
yeah,
first conference that got a regional television deal. There was a game of the week. All the teams got
yep,
featured. The coaches were all
yeah,
characters. Everyone loved them. And
yep,
now it's like you said, it's not the same Big East. It's a
dude, it's
it's a
different, man.
bastardized Big East because, Creighton, Butler, Xavier, that's your Big East. I mean, come on. Come
Hey,
on, man. Come on.
I want to ask you a question.
Oh boy. She said she was 18, I swear. No, she did. She said she was 18, I promise.
Yeah, like what? Creighton, really? Big East, really, really? Creighton,
That's who they went with.
Creighton
That's who they went
counts.
with. It's crazy they went with the bottom of the
Dude, you're
barrel.
breaking up.
It's crazy they went with the bottom of the barrel just
Killing
to keep,
a great show right now.
just to keep the Big East going. They went with the absolute bottom of the barrel.
You sound like a broken violin.
I sound like a broken violin.
Yeah, like every other word.
Does that sound any better?
Killing you, dude. There we go.
Because I can hear you just fine.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. I hear you fine. I hear you fine.
Can you hear me
But
now?
they go with Butler, Xavier, Creighton.
Can you hear me now?
I can see you too, and you're sexy.
There you are.
And that's who they go with.
Hey, can you hear me now?
I can hear you perfectly. I can hear you perfectly, and I can see you with your Tampa Bay hat on. Now
I hope this isn't live.
It is live. That's okay. On the flip side,
what?
Well, we get good ratings, so I have to do it live. I'm sorry.
No. When you said she's 18, I swear.
Oh, that was a joke. I was trying to be funny.
That's something you should say.
Oh, it's a joke. It's funny. It's
yeah,
nobody believes me. Nobody believes me.
Yeah, I'd pause on that one.
Well, you said you had something to tell me, and I was like, I swear, Shane, she said she was 18. I was just letting you know she was 18.
Yeah, no, let's not. Oh.
Did you watch or get a chance to follow?
Moving forward,
did you follow the women at all?
That one. So, what was I going to tell you? I was going to tell you something really.
Did you follow the women?
This is what I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
Bro, this is a problem for us at UConn. That's what I'm saying. That's great segue. Segue. Yes, I did. That's what I'm saying. Great segue. Because my thing is this. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got you. I can hear you.
Anyway,
I can hear your segue.
We lost the number one women's recruit to Oklahoma. Did you know that?
Just recently? Did this just happened?
Hey, Gus.
Oh my God! Wow.
Charles.
I had no idea. I had no idea that happened.
Jennifer.
Whatever her name is.
Stop freezing yourself on purpose.
I'm not freezing myself on purpose. I see you moving. I'm not.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead. What are you going to ask me?
What were
Well, you keep saying I'm freezing, so I'm unfreezing myself.
There you did. You unfroze. Hey, so no, in all seriousness, bro, did you see where we lost the number one recruit to Oklahoma?
No, I didn't. And you're saying this just happened?
I'm about to hang up on this one.
No,
Anyway, I'll take
it
over the show.
it just
So
happened
anyway, we lost the number one recruit to Oklahoma, 5-star,
to
out of
Oklahoma.
Monterey
Okay.
High School, Texas. Now we have an unbelievable pipeline in Texas with men's basketball, especially. We've had great recruits come out of there, and women's, we're trying to. Anyway,
Right.
Aaliyah Chavez,
Aaliyah
5'11" point guard, Monterey. Hmm?
Aaliyah Chavez, that's her name?
You didn't know that.
No, that's what I'm
But
saying. I have no
anyway, so
idea.
we play.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
this is why I hate doing this on my phone because my phone freezes so much, I think.
Your phone isn't frozen at all. No, I heard that. I know we played Oklahoma
Well,
early.
I'm sorry to give you a close-up view of my face, even though I am
I
kind of
love
dancing.
looking at your face. I love looking
But
at your
yeah,
face.
Aaliyah Chavez, she committed to Oklahoma. We are losing. My point is saying this: UConn isn't getting the number one recruits anymore all over the country, which stinks. But it also says a lot about our coaching staff on the women's basketball program and how we are always able to compete. But we always got the number one, Aaliyah Chavez. Yes. So she committed to Oklahoma. The reason I bring this up is we are playing Oklahoma.
Yes, we are. And the Sweet
What did you say?
16. When we go to the next round of the tournament, we play Oklahoma. Because Maria was talking about it, and she said it was going to be a difficult matchup. Why do you think it? You think it's going to be difficult? You think it's going to be difficult?
I don't want you to look at my face. I want you to listen to my music.
I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you.
So no, we play Oklahoma
Yes.
on the 29th. So what my point is, I'm sure Aaliyah Chavez is going to be at that game.
Yes.
And if we win that game with how these kids can just pick up and transfer, this is a big game for us. That's what I'm getting at. I don't know if they even want her, but it is a big game on a national stage where recruiting is huge because it's hard to recruit up in stores. You know, we are our own little, farm community, if you will. But a great basketball. We're a great athletic school, too. Let's be honest. Come on, man. We're successful in every athletic program for the most part. What I hate is when people say, "Oh, you guys are great in basketball, but football, you guys suck."
I know. That drives me up a wall too.
Yeah. So I'm going to support every athletic program. Women's soccer, amazing. Women's lacrosse and field hockey, amazing. Men's soccer, amazing. Men's baseball, amazing.
Yes.
Women's softball, amazing.
Hockey was amazing.
Yeah, hockey, amazing. And I think the only thing we're not great at is swimming. I don't know.
They're rowing, one of those, one of the other.
Well, it's hard to row when it's the lakes are frozen.
Yes. And there's goose shit in Swan Lake too. Absolutely. No, I agree. But with USC losing Juju Watkins, that was huge. That was really big for them. Do you think that increases the chances of UConn now being able to win the whole thing? because they don't have to play USC. They've already beaten South Carolina. I think they can beat Notre Dame or Tennessee. Do you think UConn will break the? I mean, it's been the longest drought they've had
Yeah,
without a national title. Do you think they'll break it?
I hope so. I really
I do
do.
too.
I mean, do I? This is gonna. I mean, do we? I think we have one of the best players in the country, if not the best. But
I
I
think she's
don't.
overrated, but she's good.
She's very good. She's very good. Now this is her going to be her time to shine. And
Yeah,
what what this is where you make your statement,
yeah.
especially in UConn history. I mean, think about the great ones that came through UConn women's basketball. I mean, come on,
This is
Nikisa
where the
Bates,
stars are made. Yeah.
her like, um, gosh, Rebecca Lobo. Like, are you kidding me? We had, and I didn't even. I know I skipped over like seven other ones that are
Well,
amazing.
yeah.
All been on the Olympic teams and
Yes.
won Olympic championships. And the UConn's women's basketball needs so much more respect, and they get a lot. But Gino, what he's done over the last think about that, 40 years in one place
Yeah, which you'll
and
never see again.
successful. Like, it's
No.
truly amazing what they do up there.
And
Uh,
you'll never see it again. You'll never see a coach stay 40 years.
no, not in one, and have as much success.
Success. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
The only
11
person
titles.
was there was a softball coach out at UCLA, and I forget her name, but she
Really?
won 11 national championships out there at UCLA back in like the 80s, 90s, I think late 80s, 90s. And I forget her name, but that's what I compare it to. Is Gino is amazing to recruit that much and to hold on to the staff that he's held on
He's got a great staff.
to
Yeah.
continuously recruit the way he does and have loyal people. That says a lot about him and his leadership and his personality.
Yeah. I've always had a lot of respect for him
Yeah.
in the job he does. So I wanted to segue to the NFL, and there's been a lot of news with free agency and signings and trades in the last week or so. I wanted to first get your opinion. The Washington, aka Redskins, Commanders. Um, oh, Chris D. Chris D is back. I wish I knew who this Chris D was. Cully, you got to call out Joe D. It's so obvious he hates Hurley. And
Joe
he said,
Frosio, not hate.
Chris D says the legendary Shane Stafford. If I could figure out who Chris D was, I would be amazed. Chris D comes
Tell him
on and
to
he
email me
put
at your email address.
okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
He always puts me in my place. It's great. It's great. He's got great takes. So that's funny that he says that. Yes, and Chris D, just so you know, Joe D at this point hates me as well.
Yeah,
So
he hates all of us.
yeah, he hates all of us.
No, he doesn't hate me, does he?
No, he doesn't hate you. He hates me.
Oh, good.
Um,
Gotcha.
so the Commanders signed Debo Samuel. That was great. They trade for Laramie Tunsil, which I think was great, shoring up the offensive line. Does that make the Commanders the front runner for the NFC this coming year? I mean, they're making moves.
Yeah, I will. I no, it doesn't make him the front runner. Does it make him competitive for the front running? Yes, but you got to beat Philly. You got
Yeah, yeah,
and you know, back in the day, like 10 years ago, the team that was last in the NFC ended up winning the NFC, and it just went like that for year after
yeah,
year after year.
yeah. Because of the parity.
Yeah, the parody. But now, dude, Philly is running that shit.
Well, yeah, and it started. I was happy to see they gave Saquon Barkley such a nice extension, and he's the first running back in the history of the NFL to make $20 million a year.
Damn.
He got bumped up to that, which I
Oh,
thought he definitely deserved
God,
because
bro.
he was a difference maker.
I
Um,
knock any player for getting their money.
no,
Yeah.
never.
And he definitely made a difference. Without him, I don't think they win. I don't think they win.
No, I don't either. I
Yeah.
don't either. Um, the quarterback carousal.
Yeah.
Geno Smith. Geno Smith gets signed. Um, Sam Darnold replaces him and goes to Seattle. Minnesota, I was shocked at that they didn't make a play for Darnold. They were just happy to let him walk because they didn't want to pay him.
Well, yeah, he was demanding, not demanding. His
Well,
minimum
he's
was,
he's worth it though. I think he's worth it, but I know 1 year doesn't tell the story. But
well, they have JJ, what's his name? In
McCarthy, yes,
there. So why pay Sam Darnold when you,
because JJ's coming off that gruesome Achilles injury,
I understand.
which I think is tough to come back from. Darnold put up career numbers
Was it
with.
his back foot or his front foot? Like
I'm
his,
not exactly sure which leg it was,
okay. If it
but
was, if it was on his push off foot, his back foot. And this, I always had issues when everybody said, all these analysts would say, oh, he's throwing off his back leg. Yeah, no shit, he's throwing off his back leg. That's what you're supposed to push off of, is your back
yes,
leg. You're supposed
yes,
to push off your back foot. The thing that these analysts didn't know, if you keep that front shoulder down and you know where you're throwing it and you drive towards that target and you have that back toe pointed at that target, you're going to be accurate and you're going to have some oomph behind the football.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
that's why I asked that. If it's off his back foot where he's pushing off, that, and he's setting, if he's dropping back and he's putting a lot of pressure and stress on that Achilles, maybe it'll have a little difference. Will he be as explosive running? Maybe not. But can he throw the football? Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Young. He is young. He can overcome an
Yeah.
easy situation like that. Is that something to be make sure that you are aware of? Because somebody that young should not have that kind of injury. Certainly. But
Absolutely. What did you think about Justin Fields going to the Jets? I just thought that was
just
a
hey,
terrible move.
look, if I had a shovel, just keep digging the grave for the poor young guy. Justin Fields could have been a great NFL player, but he went from one bad team
I know.
to another bad team.
Well, he was okay in Pittsburgh. I wish Pittsburgh had kept him. I think Pittsburgh could
That's
have
right.
groomed
Yeah,
him for success.
I forgot about his little stint in Pittsburgh.
He did okay when he got the starting nod. When he filled in for Russell Wilson, but now he's going to New York, and you're just asking for trouble with that. That's where
I, I feel bad.
quarterbacks go to die
I
in New
feel
York.
he still is young. He's what, 20? He's still in his 20s.
He's very young. Yes, he's
Yes.
very young. He had a couple
I
years with the Bears. The
got it.
Bears gave up on him. And that's why, I go again to the developmental league,
Yeah.
like NFL Europe. I mean, that's what gave quarterbacks more reps. That's what gave them time to develop. And that's what gave teams, they didn't give up on quarterbacks as fast as they do now because of the pay structure of the draft. Quarterbacks don't cost as much. So they move on from them after 2 years. They don't care to develop them half the time.
See, I disagree with you.
You do.
In the late 90s, early 2000s, they would easily give up on
Well,
him.
that oh, okay.
They would easily give up on him.
Yeah, I mean Ryan Leaf, yep, you're right.
And so I think now quarterbacks are put in the better or best situations that they have potentially. It's just marrying a good quarterback with a young quarterback. Now he's not young anymore. Now it's allowing he needs to be married with an offensive coordinator that is willing to listen to what he does well, what
Yep.
he's comfortable with, what he likes, checks and different things and throws in scenarios to get him comfortable. Now he'll start listening to that offensive coordinator and he will start trusting, hey, look, if they give us, you know, certain coverage over here and another coverage over here, this is how you do it. This is
Right.
what we're doing. If you mess up, don't you worry about it. You just need, as long as you follow what I'm asking you and what this offense is asking of you, you will be successful. And I have your back, quarterback, as an offense. That's just what I did as an offense coordinator. Yes, in the Arena League and when I was coaching in Fort Scott in college, junior college, I told those guys, look, I will always have your back as
You
long
take
as
the
you do
pressure off
what
of it.
what we talk about in the film room and you take it out to the practice field and you execute it successfully, you will play. And then when the game time comes and I come to you and I say, hey, it's 3rd and 8. What do you love?
What do you
Third
like?
and eight.
Yep.
When we go into our, you know, offensive meetings, what do you love? Give me your 5 best plays, kind of a deal. Okay, boom. This is your number one best play on 3rd and 8 plus zone type of thing, red zone going in type of thing. Well, you
You
better
got it.
damn sure be able to execute. We already know what they're going to be in.
Right. Right. Exactly.
You know
No,
what I'm
I,
saying?
I I agree with you.
And
I
so
agree with you.
if you now don't execute that, and we went over this 90,000 times during the week, and you can't execute it, okay, that's a problem.
Yeah.
I don't think Justin Fields is that guy. I think
I
Justin
don't
Fields
either.
is a guy that if you tell him what you expect from him, I think he'll be successful.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to ask, Daniel Jones goes to the Colts, and he allegedly is going to have an opportunity to compete for a starting position. Do you think Daniel Jones has any shot in hell of winning the starting job in Indianapolis?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Anyway, but
Yeah,
Kenny Pickett to the
anything's possible.
Browns, it
Oh,
is what it is.
that
I
was a
think he'll
disaster.
do all right. Jimmy Garoppolo to the Rams.
Uh,
He's still on the West Coast,
yep, yep.
but
That one I didn't see. I didn't get that. I just I they have the oldest quarterback tandem currently in the NFL. The combined age is 70 years old. So I thought that was a little crazy. They went with
man,
him. Kenny Pickett, I thought he
I
was
can't believe
overrated
Zach
coming
Wilson.
out. I thought Kenny Pickett was overrated coming out. Um, I hope he does okay with the Browns because I mean,
You got me?
yeah, Deshaun Watson. I mean, he just is going to go get massages and he's not going to play quarterback. That's not,
What's good?
that's going to be an issue. And the other question I wanted to ask: what did you think of the Giants signing Jameis Winston? I mean, he's going to be their bridge quarterback, Jameis Winston, because they still might draft a quarterback. Do you think that was a smart signing to go with Jameis Winston?
Absolutely, I do. Um, it all depends on what's that.
No, I was just asking if you thought it was a good signing.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you just fine. I can hear you just fine.
Okay. All right. So you asked about Daniel Jones.
Well, Jameis Winston going to the Giants, if you thought that was a good pickup, and then Daniel Jones if he has a chance to win the job.
Jameis Winston is a great pickup for any squad because I think he understands his role.
Right.
And Daniel Jones, yes,
I just
I
think
do
he
believe.
needs a change of scenery. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Daniel Jones will be able to compete for the starting position with the Indianapolis Colts. It's just a matter of, um, where is Daniel Jones's head?
Yeah. Yeah, he's been
Is
through a
he?
lot.
Because this is kind of almost like Jameis Winston in respect to when Jameis Winston realized, okay, I'm just trying to stay in the league. I'm going to do
Yeah.
whatever I can,
Yeah.
and
When he
I'll
went
be
to New Orleans.
prepared.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree with you.
I don't know where Daniel Jones's head is. Does he want to wake up at 5 a.m. every morning and go in there and do everything that made him the player that he was, when he was a rookie or his second and third year in there and commit physically and commit mentally? Or does he understand, okay, I'm just coming in here as a backup. I'm a little older. I made my money. What is his mentality? That is going to tell me if Daniel Jones is going to be the starter for the Colts. Do I think he can help the Colts? Absolutely.
All right. Well, Shane, this was a banner episode of Festivus. Thank you so much for your insight into the NCAA tournament and the NFL, the trades, the quarterbacks, all the moves that have been going on. And we'll look to see what happens this week. It should be fun.
Yeah,
Should be fun
let's
for
go
the tournament.
UConn basketball, and
Yes.
hopefully the Kentucky Wildcats will prove me right and not lose next round.
All right. For the Studio 25 Podcast Network with Creative Outpost, executive producer David E. Warner, UConn legendary quarterback Shane Stafford, I'm Steve Cully, the best podcast host in the universe. Remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges, throw them right back at life.